Welcome to the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast, the #1 resource for automotive sales professionals, managers, and owners to learn how to make money, accumulate wealth, and to all out ball out in the auto industry. And now your hosts, Sean V. Bradley and L.A. Williams.
Hey, y'all know who it is. We
SCB.
in the place to be. Hey, yo, Sean, we haven't been together since season 3, episode 1. That's what it is.
Man, what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm in high demand right now. You know what I mean?
Hey.
I'm popping off. I'm all over the country. I got radio shows and stuff.
Hey,
you know what I'm
I
saying?
see.
You need to call somebody to get an appointment. Matter of fact, go to my Calendly. I got Calendly.com, Sean V. Bradley, and schedule an appointment. And then you and I can politic. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. No, we've been having a lot of fun. We've been ripping and running these last 4 months throughout this entire podcast season, but we've been bringing you guys value. Hopefully, that's what the folks are telling us. The reviews are coming in. We appreciate.
Bro, hopefully, stop it. Hope is for the homeless. No disrespect.
Hey, you know
of course, we've been bringing that heat. We're bringing that heat. You know what
The
I'm saying?
reviews say we've been bringing the heat.
Yo, I'm in Texas right now. Shout out to Sulphur Springs Dodge
Yep.
in Sulphur Springs, Texas. We got people that are traveling like an hour in their car that are consuming these podcasts.
Yeah.
I mean, they're eating them like Tic Tacs, like yum, 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 yum. They love it. You know why? Because we give them that motivation, inspiration, education, blueprint, reverse engineer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's get it, LA.
Yeah. So listen, the conversation we're getting ready to have, today's date, December 15th, 2020, right? And so we are ready to, listen, we want to show you how to not only close out the month, but close out the year and kick off 2021 with a bang. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm talking about a serious bang. I don't know where my sound effects are. I'm going to have to bring them up. You know what I'm saying?
You're the engineer, bro. You better get on your job, bro.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, so that's what us car people are talking about right now, is making sure that our finances are looking right. Listen, we got Christmas that's 10 days away. Hanukkah's already upon us. So, you know, if you're in that category, you might be a little behind schedule.
Happy Hanukkah to everybody.
Absolutely.
So here's what I'm going to say, LA. There's so many different things, but this is what's going to help you. Dr. Coveys says from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, put first things first. Be careful of distractions disguised as opportunities. Woo. And I believe that right there is one of the biggest challenges that people have. It's like, man, I got so much to do or so much I could do. I don't even know where to start, so I'm not going to do anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that mentality, you just got to pick one thing. So how do you choose what to focus on? How do you choose what to engage? It's simple. You just do a cost-benefit analysis, which basically means evaluate the different options, identify which is going to cost you the least, which is going to cost you the least money, the least time to implement, but that's going to yield you the highest ROI, which is return on investment.
Right.
And so what Covey says, Dr. Covey said himself, is what is the preeminent thing that you can do? So now I'm going to break it down into several categories. Okay, let's start with going from front lines all the way up to the executive chain here. Is that okay, LA?
Yeah.
Can we do it that way?
Sound like a plan.
All right, so for the internet coordinators, my BDC rep, my people, what can you do right now, December 15th, that you could make more appointments and get more people to show up? Yeah. Simple. Work your CRM. There's no magic. There's nothing. Don't play with social media. Don't send out a bunch of video walkarounds. All that shit that's not going to help you. What you need, oh my gosh, I just remembered. I'm not on the broadcast air. I can say shit here. Yeah. Okay. So again, I'm sorry. I got excited because they've been chaining my hands together and I can't say certain things because of the FCC. Yep. So this is my show and I'm going to say shit if I want to. Sorry, LA. Okay. So back to this. What I was going to say is that coordinators, BDC reps, you need to work the CRM. Just today alone, I was working with a 3 rooftop dealer group in Pennsylvania. And I'm auditing their VIN Solutions CRM, and coordinator after coordinator, BDC rep after BDC rep, what I found today is that a lot of them thought, I don't have any leads to call. That's not true.
That's what they say.
Because if the CRM, if you're only looking at your tasks in your CRM or your activities in your CRM, there might not be a lot of those individual tasks or activities. But if you get out of the task activity screen and go into your actual lead screen, how many actual leads do you have that are 90 days or less? I'm going to tell you, the one rep from the Buick GMC store, she had 290 active leads today. Just so you understand, that's 10% minimum. That's 29 cars just sitting in a freaking Buick GMC dealerships. They're like diamonds in the rough. You've got to mine them. That's my little jackhammer. You've got to mine those diamonds before you're able to get them baguettes and that VS1 quality money. And so again, you need to go in your CRM, be very cognizant of how many leads you have. Forget about the stupid activities and the stupid tasks. You need to do them and clear them the right way. So I'm not saying ignore them, but don't pay attention to them. What you need to be cognizant and have your ultimate focus on is specifically how many leads that you have. Because here's the math. Think about this. If you are working as a BDC rep, you should be doing 120 to 140 outbound phone calls in a day. Why, Sean? Because statistically, you're only going to speak to about 9 to 10% of those people. That means even at 10%, at 140 outbound phone calls, that's only 14 conversations in an 8-hour day. What else are you doing? Do you understand me? So I'm looking at these leads, and the first thing I'm seeing is that they have an abundance of leads. Most of you out there, if you're listening to me and you think you don't have any leads, before you piss any more money away in marketing and advertising, come call me for a free CRM audit. Yo, holler at your boy, 267-319-6776. What I want to let you know is that I see too many dealers that are not paying attention and just listening to the misinformation and the misunderstanding of your BDC reps and like, I don't have anybody to call. Think about this. If this woman had 290 active leads that are 90 days or less, she can't even attempt to call these people once in a day. So now let's take all that away. Let's say you only have 110 active leads that are 90 days or less. If you call those people twice in a day, then you have 220 outbound calls you could do. And most human beings in the car dealership world, BDC rep, internet coordinator, can't make 220 outbound calls. So my point is there's way more opportunity than you really realize. Can I keep going?
Absolutely.
Am I killing them?
You're killing it. Absolutely. Because I watch it happen all the time. Yes, the blind guy said it, right? I see, people like, oh, I don't have nobody to call, right? I just, I got a dealer, I just was training in today. Oh, I don't really have nobody to call. And I'm like, listen, let me show you how to do it. So you and I actually had the same conversation with 2 different dealers today. Crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. So let me go to the next part of this. The other aspect of things, and I know because some of you that listen to this podcast, you're not Dealer Synergy clients or Bradley Man clients. So if you didn't have us, install $150,000 of action plans, processes, templates like the majority of our clients do, then this might not be relevant or applicable to you. Okay, so that's why I'm going to skip this portion of it and talk. So I'm not talking about template scripting.
Right.
It doesn't matter who set up your CRM. Here's what I'm also finding is prospect neglect. Yo, I'm going to call DYFS, the Division of Youth and Family Services, like in New Jersey. Those are family service people because you're neglecting your kids, man. I mean, how are you going to have a prospect, somebody that wants to buy the second largest item ever in their lifetime and you neglect them? Bro, I'm telling you, LA today was cray-cray. I'm listening. I'm going through these leads with 3 dealers on a Zoom call while I'm on site with another dealer group today. And I'm going through and then coordinator after the coordinator. There's a button in Vin Solutions, for example. All CRMs have them. It's the last updated or last contacted button. So let's just say, remember that female coordinator I told you about? She's got 290 active leads. So there's 290 active leads that we're showing, right? However, I could run a report, last updated, and LA, there was like 60 people that weren't even touched in the last 3 weeks.
Wow.
There's people that haven't been touched since November 1st. Are you freaking kidding me? How are you about to close December, the 4th quarter of 2020? How are you going to close this 2020 calendar year, and you have not even touched leads that are only 8 weeks old in the last 7 weeks.
Yeah.
That makes no sense, because here's what happens. A lot of times, LA, BDC reps, they have all these leads, and if their CRM action plans aren't tight, then there might be gaping holes. It's like follow-up day 1, 2, 3, and some stupid break, which I disagree with. Then follow-up for another 2 days and then a break. And they have this weird voodoo, crazy-ass, old-school setup that just doesn't make any kind of sense.
Yeah.
But that's what they've been doing, and so that's what they keep doing.
And then they complain that it's slow.
There's a lot of missed opportunity. There's so many people, when we do audits for our dealers, we call people, you know how in our office all the time, we call people, bought elsewhere, 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 bought elsewhere. Why? Because nobody followed up with them. And then, so I got more. And then the damn notes, I can't tell you how many freaking times I look at notes.
You can say how many
oh my God, she's so excited. She's so excited. And then I'm going to call her at 3 o'clock. And not.
Kind of like what just happened to the internet. Nothing.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. So LA, that's the coordinators. I mean, I'm sure we could come up with 50 million things, but just simply that alone.
Right.
Work your CRM. Understand the difference between tasks and activities versus actual lead volume, not just your fresh leads. And most dealers don't realize this, but there's an average of a 90-day gestation period. This is facts. NADA says that about 46% of people will buy a car within the first 31 days of a lead submission. However, that means that 54% of people are going to buy post 30 days, between day 32 to day 90. So let's just do some math for everybody here. This is what's called a residual flow factor. Let's just say December 1st to December 1st, you have 500 fresh internet leads and or phone ups, or you have 500 leads. If you sell 10%, that's 50 cars. That means that 450 people didn't buy a car. Some are dead, some are bogus, some changed mine. In my opinion, that means that in January, just from trailing over from December to January, you will have 250 to 300 carryover leads. That's only from December. But what about going back November, October, even some stragglers from the summer? So this is what's called the residual flow factor. So what you could do is this, whether you're a BDC rep, you're an internet director, a point guard, you're a salesperson, or you're the owner of the store, run a report on the first day of the month. How many active leads do you have on the first day of the month? Let's just say that on January 1st, you have 600 carryover leads from phone and internet that are 90 days or less. So you start with 600 leads on January 1st, and then in the month of January, you get 500 fresh leads. So again, you now have 1,100 opportunities. 1,100 opportunities. And so if you only sell 50 cars and you're high-fiving like you're thinking that you're that ish because, oh my God, I had 500 fresh leads and I sold 50 cars, you are wickety whacked, because selling 50 cars out of 1,100 is nothing to be high-fiving about. You're missing massive amount of money on the table. So let's go through that. How many car sales should you have in January if you start with 600 carryover leads that are 90 days or less active and you have 500 fresh leads? So if you have 1,100 opportunities, you should be able to sell up to 110 cars. Let me say this right now. Listen, you don't have to take my word for it. Dealer after dealer, 26 covers of every major magazine, winning the Dealer Choice Award for the last decade and a half, shows you. We just had today published nationally from a publicly traded company. AutoWeb just case studied the Homer Skelton Ford dealership in Olive Branch, Mississippi, and the Platinum Auto Group in Pennsylvania. We help those dealers, go up to 530% increase. Can you imagine that, LA? Yeah. 530% net increase from volume and gross because of the stuff that I'm telling you right now.
It's crazy.
Bob Ruth Ford, another completely different success story. We helped take that organization, a single point Ford dealership, from 75 cars on the internet to 317 cars. And now in a different state in New Jersey, we helped Raceway Kia, a single point Kia dealership, go from 60 cars a month online to 156 cars a month online. These are all nationally recognized. How do we do that? Because you've got to build the infrastructure in the dealership where you could not only handle the fresh leads that are coming in, but more importantly, way more important than just the fresh leads, is the total opportunity, the holistic approach between the fresh and the carryover for the total opportunity. Am I on fire, LA? Am I just talking? I can't hear you. Where'd you go? The cat got your tongue? Are you taking a vacation? You taking a break? What's up, man?
You
gotta earn that check. Talk.
You funny. No, it's crazy because people are whining and complaining that it's slow, right? That's right. Oh, well, it's been a little bit slower in the month of December. It's slower than I've ever seen it. Okay, so what are you going to do about it?
I believe that's bullshit. That's not true.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm just kidding right now. That's not true, because I guarantee you their leads have not slowed down. I'm on the pulse of America right now. I've got dealers all over the United States, Guam, Canada, like Dominican Republic, for real. And I'm telling you right now, even Puerto Rico, shout out Boricuas, right? You know what I mean? Right? I'm telling you right now, it's not the case. Maybe your dealership's slow, and if your dealership's slow, you need to turn around and call Jason Caleri on our team, who was just the vice president. So he's the vice president right now at Dealer Synergy of marketing and operations. But before, for 11 years, he was the marketing director of a 10 rooftop dealer group in upstate New York, the Vision Automotive Group. He had a $4.5 million annual budget, and he basically worked at a $300 million a year organization before he came to work for us at Dealer Synergy. And so I'm telling you right now, if you talk to him, you talk to me, I don't know what I know. I'm only the author of a best-selling book called Googleopoly in Digital Marketing. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, but if you want to turn around and talk to these ridiculous factory reps that are giving you bad advice, or you want to talk to consultants that don't know what they're doing, and you're talking to companies that are trying to reinvent themselves, for me, you know what I'm finding out there? You know why you don't have any leads? Because you're getting clubbed like a baby seal. Can you get a baby seal clubbing sound effect in here, LA? Because that's what these vendors are doing to these dealers. They're clubbing them like baby seals. And why are you saying that? Yo, come on. You're the Millionaire Car Salesman Group. I be case studying this stuff in my group all the time. We've got dealers that are spending $24,000 on their website, on pay-per-click, on search engine optimization, on Facebook paid ads, on their trade appraisal tool, on their credit application tool, on their chat tool. So let's just do the math, okay? So if you have 24,377, divide that by 180 leads. Folks, your average cost per lead is $135, and you're getting clubbed like a baby seal. Let's play again. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's why you don't have traffic, because you're putting your money in a bunch of freaking pirates and hooligans that are just taking your money that don't care. And I don't mean everybody. I'm saying a lot of companies that are out there, they're just taking your money, and they're telling you, oh my God, that's LA's voice, right? Oh my God, VDPs, SRPs, they're so good. VDPs, SRPs. Oh my God, people are going to your website. You've got views. You've got views. You've got leads. Oh no, you don't have leads. I meant you got views. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Get out of my dealership. How are you going to turn around and peddle for me $24,000+ and only have 100 and some change in leads? So your average per lead acquisition is insane. Yet, if you look at companies like Cars Direct or Auto Credit Express or AutoWeb, if you look at these companies are crushing it. They're providing you ultra high quality leads, new car leads, used car leads, special finance leads. They're providing leads that give you names, phone numbers, email addresses. They're giving you, and sometimes there's even other scrub data, from Polk or whatever other, place that they get from. But I don't know about you, but I much rather buy, for example, for like $15, $16, $100, I could buy 100 leads from AutoWeb, or for, let's just say, $2,000, I could buy 100 leads from Auto Credit Express approximately. And so if you get 100 leads, and even at a modest 10% closing ratio, your average cost per sale, not per lead, your average cost per lead is only $16 to $20. Your average cost per sale is only $160 to $200 per car sold. Think about this. For some of you out there, the average cost per lead is almost as much as the average cost per sale from these third-party providers. So it is absolutely absurd to me. So I'm sorry to interject. You tell me, they say, slow. No, the business is not slow. How can you not see that? If you just go online or talk to your OEM rep, people are selling a lot of cars all over the country. The dealers that are struggling are the ones that don't have the proper infrastructure, that don't have the proper mousetrap. Here's another problem right here is that dealerships are freaking upside down. Most dealerships are staffed for freaking 15, 20 years ago. They're putting all their money, here's the typical dealership. I'm going to have 10 to 12 salespeople. I'm going to have 3 to 4 sales managers. I'm going to have a GSM and a GM and an F&I. An F&I, do you hear me? I got all these people, and you're selling 60 cars a month. Come on, man. What are you doing? But yet, you have 1,100 leads. You have 1,100 leads for 3 people. And you're like, where are you going? Yeah. You could tell what's important to you by where you spend your money and your time. Again, you could tell what's important to you where you spend your money and your time. So if you're not spending your money and your time where 99.999% of people are coming from, the internet. The internet's real. It's not going anywhere. It's like hip hop. You thought it was a fad. Well, guess what? It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. It ain't going anywhere.
So I'm going to put my hand up because I got a serious question about this because not only am I, people talking about how it's slow, I find that people aren't even doing anything about it. They're just accepting the fact that according to them, it's slow, right? So, Sean, are dealers just that rich that they can just blow money like that? Like, what is going on?
Why don't people lift weights?
Say it, bro. Heavy.
I can't hear you mumbling.
Because they're freaking heavy. Voice. Because they are heavy.
That's right. Why don't people lift weights? Because they're heavy. Why are dealers not doing anything about it? Because it's hard. And you know what they'd rather do? Instead of, getting people that know how to help them, they'd rather make excuses. Because it's easier to make excuses than it is to make changes. I'm going to repeat that. Rewind that. It's really good. Remix that. Mm-hmm. It is much easier to make excuses than it is to make changes. Mm-hmm. Does that answer your question, LA?
It does, but I'm still thinking, where are they getting this money from that they're just pissing down the drain? Keep paying people to sit there and do nothing. Literally,
I'm going to tell you a couple ways. I'm going to jump in because there's something called co-op money. So dealers have to spend money in certain areas. So they figure, it's not my money, it's co-op money, so I'm going to buy random shit. So again, to me, because they don't really respect the actual, strategic way to do things, and they're getting bad advice for the most part, they're making bad decisions. That's the first thing. The second thing is that I call this dumb dealer math. For another episode of Dumb Dealer Math, let me explain. What that means is that the average dealership, as per NADA, says that they spend about $64,000 a month in advertising. So now if I'm the dealer and I spend $64,000 a month in advertising and I sell 100 cars, LA quick, what is my average cost per sale in advertising?
$640.
Wrong. That's dumb dealer math answer. Okay. Let me explain that again. Wrong. That is not the truth because if I asked you what is my average cost per sale in advertising. Mm-hmm. Advertising. So what that needs to do is we need to actually have an advertising audit and figure out where the fuck these people are coming from, right or wrong.
Absolutely.
Instead of just turning around and doing dumb dealer math and just basically taking 100 cars that came to the store and said, oh my gosh, that must be from my brilliant marketing advertising, which it's not, okay? Because how are you going to be a freaking Ford dealership, the number one Ford dealership, the number one model in the United States is a Ford F-150. Mm-hmm. So you're going to tell me that out of your $64,000 budget, the only reason why they came in is because of your newspaper ad or because of your pay-per-click spot? No. How about because it's a Ford F-150? How about that? That's the first thing. Or second reason, because, you're on a major highway. You've been there for 35, 40 years. Some of you have been there a damn century. From your daddy and your granddaddy, they had the dealership pass it on to you. So people that have bought cars from you or your family or this or that, guess what? They are part of the reason why you're coming in, but dealers don't take that into consideration. Dealers don't think about people that have accidents, that have to have a car. People don't think about the local people that are right there. They just do the dumb dealer math. And I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just having fun with you guys.
Right.
Is that all they do is say, I'm spending $64,000 and I sold 100 cars, so it's obviously $640 per car. So when it maths out, that's the problem right here, LA, is when it maths out at the end of the month that they are making more money than what they're spending, they just let it go. Because dealers have so many freaking problems and hiccups that they have: attrition, marketing, advertising, training, legal stuff, liabilities, inventory, floor plans, I don't know, pandemics, all sorts of stuff. So what you try to do is, like, dealers are like, they're like playing ping pong with the freaking Chinese Olympic team. Is that a good visual right there? I'm a one-man show with literally, I don't even have a full arm. I got like a half an arm, and I got my ping pong paddle duct taped to my stump, and I'm battling the freaking Chinese Olympic team in ping pong. That's what I feel like, unfortunately, and my heart goes out to dealers, is they're just trying to volley that damn ball, but they're getting onslaughted so much, so they figure, you know what, if I'm spending $64,000 and I make $250,000, my average cost per advertising is this, my average cost per sale is this, my average gross per copy is this, and so they just generalize the math instead of doing forensic audits and reconciling and basically inspecting what they expect. Because I'm telling you right now, here's a simple tip. If you're still listening to this and you didn't already change the channel right now, is simply this. Here's what you do. Starting with your website, which is the most segregated thing, just add up every dollar you're spending for your website. What's your website cost? What are the upsell packages, like your SEO packages, your SEM packages? What are you spending on display or advertising? Any dollar that you spend to drive traffic to the website, like retargeting, like pay-per-click, like social media, Instagram, Facebook, paid ads, whatever, all of your APIs, your chat widget, your text messaging widget if you've got one, your trade appraisal tool, your credit application tool. If you take all that money in, then you're going to find yourself that you're probably spending $10, $15, $20, $25, $30,000 in a month. And then it could get even more egregious depending on what your ad spend is. If you're spending $5,000 to $15,000 on just PPP, spend, which is pay-per-click spend, or you're spending another $10,000 to $15,000 to $30,000 on paid Facebook spend, it could get egregious. And here's what you do, and this is a very humbling thing. You ready?
Yeah.
Go to your CRM and run a report of all active leads that come from your website, and your feelings are going to get massively hurt because you're going to be like, I've been spending all this money because everybody told me to spend it here. They said, buy this, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, buy this, buy that, and I bought it all. Okay, then how many leads did you get?
Right.
I got 32. Well, damn it. If it looks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Quack, quack. Right or wrong? Mm-hmm. So that's that simple, is that if you know that you're spending X amount of dollars and you are only getting a fraction of leads, why are you doing that? I don't know, because that's what we've been doing, and because I get co-op, and because of this, and because of that.
Right.
Instead of getting high-quality leads, high-quality buyers, high-quality opportunities to do business, we make bad decisions. So I hope I clearly dissected that, LA. Next question.
Yeah, no, you did a great job with that, and I hope that I hope that the audio doesn't distort, because she was super getting into it. So I'm gonna have some work to do. But hey, listen. So you talked about a lot of the challenging things that dealers are doing. What are some of the things that you've seen dealers do well this year? Because of the pandemic. Who made some good changes? So that way, if I'm listening to it, I'm like, okay, who should I be inspired by? Maybe you don't have to name names, but just tell me what are some of the actions that they're taking that maybe I should take to get my money right.
I'm going to tell you this right now. It's all about the people. The dealers that were not scummy and shady, the dealers that loved on their people during this pandemic, the people, and I'm going to just shout out real quick, Jay Owens from the Patriot Auto Group. There's a lot of dealers that are successful, but this man kept his entire team on. He didn't furlough anybody at any time. And, he loved on his people, and his people loved on him back. And that's it right there. And Gabriel just talked about this on our radio show on Against All Odds. And he talked about the culture of people, because if you were a great leader, your people will rally behind you like Sparta, from 300. And I'm telling you, that's what I love to see. And Jay Owens is just the person I wanted to name because he's just an incredible guy in Pennsylvania. owning 3 stores and having an amazing team. Shout out to Rich Egoff. Shout out to John Landowska. And shout out to, the whole Patriot Automotive team.
Right.
So I would say, dealers that really try to embrace their staff and really love on their staff and give their staff whatever resources they need, whether it was working from home, whether it's, keeping them there, providing more training, providing safety. And I think that, if you don't really have a good rapport with your staff, if you feel your staff are disposable and you don't develop them, if you don't properly recruit them, you don't properly onboard them, you don't properly train them, you don't provide professional development, you don't provide personal development, you don't provide team building stuff, you're going to have a mediocre team. How are you going to win championships and get them rings? How are you going to win awards really and have a crappy team or unloved team or unsupported team? Remember, folks, Dr. Covey talks about the maturity continuum. You have 3 levels of the maturity continuum. You have dependent or codependent people, which are the most primitive. Then you have independent people, but the nirvana of business is interdependence. Mm-hmm. And again, that's what synergy is about, is that 2 or more agents that come together are greater than the individual effect. Right. So that's the one thing, LA. The second thing is that Who Moved My Cheese? There's an amazing book that I talk about all the time, Who Moved My Cheese? And that's it. When the dealers that were progressive, and this is going to shout out to Rob Ruth. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's single-handedly by far the most progressive and just amazing dealer that I know right now. He's doing stuff completely different. He changed his whole operation, around where now he does not even want prospects and clients to come to his dealership. He's created an entire model where he's his own Carvana, he's his own Vroom. Basically, he's allowing not digital retailing, he's doing full virtual Bob Ruth Ford VIP treatment. I'm going to repeat that. He's doing full Bob Ruth Ford VIP treatment where he's telling people, guys, and listen to me, this is pretty big. He's telling the prospect through all of his marketing and advertising, look, business has changed. We want to help you have the most incredible way to shop and purchase for a vehicle. How about this? First of all, full disclosure, full transparency. We're going to get you the absolute best deal, and we're going to show you exactly how we did that. Above and beyond that, we could do all of this, every aspect of this, over the phone and internet or virtually, from your cell phone, from your laptop, from your home, your office, remotely, in the convenience to make it extremely convenient. Everything from going through the details of what your wants, wishes, and expectations are, what you're going to use the vehicle for, whether there's a trade-in involved, if you're selling a car, whether there's a lease term, all those things. Be able to help you find the vehicle all remotely. Well, what if you need to test drive it? Bob Ruth Ford will actually send you an actual vehicle to test drive for free within 25-mile radius of the dealership. They will send you a test drive vehicle, no obligations. And obviously, they will turn around and pick you up if you want to come to the dealership, or they will deliver the vehicle free of charge to your home or office. But let's say you just want to come in and say hello, look them in the eyes, kick them tires, right? If that's the case, guess what they're going to do? They're going to do almost all this over the phone and internet, come in for expedite delivery process, and have you in and out of the dealership in less than 30 minutes. Wow. This is how this organization went from frickin' 75 units a month on the internet to 317 units a month on the internet. So that is how they're changing their ways.
Wow. Again,
another thing, I'm going to give you one more.
Right.
Fire. CRM. I mean, my God, LA, we talk about this all the time. Dealers on average, 90% of all dealers, their CRMs are broken, incorrect, missing action plans, have antiquated templates and scripts, or they're just pretty much a hot mess. 90%. And so, the dealers that we see, especially the ones that hire us to help them, audit their CRMs, SWAT their CRMs, and be able to, reset them up the right way and train you and support them on it, they're crushing it. So I would say CRM is a major, major factor that impresses me with dealers. Dealers that are embracing CRM culture, CRM continuity, CRM success, they're turning their CRM into a freaking unlimited ATM.
Wow. Yeah, that's powerful. So you really gave some great advice to the dealers. You gave some great advice to the BDC folks. But Sean, what if I'm just a regular old salesperson I'm at, it's the 15th of the month, so I'm already at 8 cars, but I need to get to 2025 before the end of the month. What can I do?
Well, I'm gonna build on this right here. How about this? I want to shout out my daughter, Kalina Sarah Bradley. She's one of the newest sales consultants at RK Auto Group, which is Chevrolet, Subaru, and Kia in Violin, New Jersey. So again, I'm really talking to the hundreds of thousands and eventually millions of people that are going to hear this podcast. But really, I'm going to talk to my daughter. Now, follow what I'm saying here. I'm about to give my 19-year-old daughter, my baby girl, my princess, some powerful advice from a multimillionaire, nationally, expert, best-selling author, blah, blah, blah. So if you want to know what I would tell my own daughter, just keep listening, okay? So Kalina, here's what I'm going to say. First of all, welcome to the automotive industry. This is the most incredible career because this is one of the few places in the world in 2020 where you can make as much money as you can earn. Think of Ali Retta. Ali and Carlos Cueta just sold 198 cars the previous month. Look at Cody Carter, 133 cars the other month on the internet, okay? Just crushing it. And so, Kalina, what I would say for you is you need to treat car sales like it's your own business. And I'm going to tell you right now, the road to the sale and product knowledge is not being an entrepreneur. Your dad is an entrepreneur, owning multiple companies and a boss like Rick Ross, okay? And the difference is I'm not going to just, settle for mediocrity. The thing that I've learned from the Millionaire Podcast, from the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast, or the Millionaire Car Salesman Group, and my 21 and a half years in automotive sales is that the most successful people in our industry don't rely on the dealership for shit. Okay, not even for pens, pencils, and paper. They bring their own shit in. Like all these rock stars that are making $200,000, $300,000, $500,000, $700,000, $1 million, $1.5 million a year on the showroom floor, and they do exist. They're unicorns, but they exist. Is that they control their own weather. It's almost all repeat business and referrals. So what you've got to do is two simultaneous strategies, Kalina. One is incredible personal development and professional development. You need to be a master of automotive sales. You need to master the product knowledge. You need to be Kia certified. You need to be, Chevrolet certified. You need to be Subaru certified. I'll give you an example. Subaru has amazing checks. One of our Millionaire Car Salesman interviewees, Kate Jurgensen from Ramsey Subaru, this woman is in her mid-20s. She's a mom, and she makes like $14,000 to $15,000 a month. And guess what? $4,000 to $6,000 a month come from OEM spin checks. So again, she's diversifying her income. It's not just commissions. It's not just bonuses. It's also OEM spins. So I want you, Kalina, to really master your product knowledge, because the more that you know your product, the more that you could explain the features and benefits and provide value. But in addition to product knowledge, you need to qualify people the right way. NADA says the number one reason why people don't buy cars is because they're landed on the wrong car. Because people just don't shut up and listen. They just blah, 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 buy this car, buy that car. You want this, you love it, you're going to want to take it now, take it now, take it now. Oh, you better get it because someone else will take it. And my point being is that shut up. Qualify a prospect. Seek first to understand and then to be understood. Make sure that you really understand somebody's wants, wishes, expectations. At the end of the day, what you want to do, Kalina, is you want to make sure that you exceed a prospect's expectations. But before you have even the privilege to attempt to exceed, two things need to happen first. The prerequisites are you need to, one, identify their wants, wishes, expectations. Second, you need to meet them. And only then, if you've identified and met, do you have the opportunity to exceed? And the way that you do that is by clearly articulating your unique value package proposition. What is better about you, Kalina Sarah Bradley? What is better about RK Auto Group? What is better about Kia, Subaru, Chevrolet than anybody, any dealership, and any manufacturer? And when you get to the point where you could clearly articulate that with passion and conviction, you will build value. And price is only relevant with the absence of value. Price is only relevant with the absence of value. LA?
Yeah, 100%. You killing it, man. Then see, folks don't know that. And they hear it. They hear the words. But, when you ask them to break it down, I was like, okay, what is it? What does that actually mean? I've actually started a few of my classes off that way. Our whole price paradigm class. I'm saying, what does it mean when we say price is only relevant in the absence of value? And people be like, Like, they don't know. Exactly. So, then, as we talk about it, they kind of begin to get it. There's one lady in particular, one coordinator, she loves Kate Spade, right? She loves Kate Spade, like the bags and all that different type of stuff. Yeah. And she just spent like $250 on a Kate Spade bag. And I'm like, well, what if I just told you, hey, I just got this regular old bag and I'm asking for $250? You're going to say, I don't want that, you know what I'm saying? But because it's Kate Spade, it's okay, right? That's because that brought value to you. So now you're not worried about the price, right? So again, people really don't even get it. So if you bring value, then the price is irrelevant. It's a non-issue. So that was really good stuff. So all of these key things is exactly what people need to hear if they want to win coming out of 2020, going into 2021.
Oh, I want more. Listen, I'm not done.
Bonus content.
Can I give my daughter more? Okay, I'm going in. Oh, listen, it's a podcast, man. Look, I got no FCC restrictions. I'm going in, son. It's the end of the year. This is me inaugurating my daughter into the family business. She's a Bradley with a capital B. Woo. You know what I'm saying? Which is future billionaire. You feel me? That's where I'm going to this stuff.
Let's go.
Grant, I see you. Undercover billionaire. You know what I'm saying? Discovery Channel. Shout out my man, Grant Cardone. Much respect. Okay, he's laying the blueprint. I'm following the yellow brick road. In my case, the orange brick road, right? So that's back to Kalina. So besides mastering your craft, besides being able to articulate, value and differentiators, okay, that's the internal side of things, like the car guy, car girl, traditional stuff. But what you've got to do is you need to bring your own audience. You've got to develop your own network. How do you do that? With marketing. So Kalina chose an amazing name, which I can't release yet until she secures the URL, and we're going to do that tomorrow, probably when this podcast launches. But, you have to have your own. I'll give you an example. Her sister, T Got Your Keys. She's got this amazing website, www.tgotyourkeys.com. So Kalina's going to have her www. Her Kalina website, right? And Kalina, you need to drive traffic to your website. You need to create blog posts. You need to create videos. You need to create case studies. You need to create tips and advice. You need to be able to create content and drive people to your content. Think of content creators, whether it's Martha Stewart for recipes, it's Ryan's Toys for toys, or it's Kalina Sarah for cars. You need to get an audience. You need to turn and do it both organically, and you need to turn and invest money like your sister did. And, the story everybody knows this is that Tiana spent $400 a month in marketing advertising. And guess what? She actually invested some of that money into different types of ads, like LGBT ads, ads for female shoppers, ads for military law enforcement, ads for, certain big companies that were in Reading, Pennsylvania. And she literally sold a car to a woman who drove an hour and 20 minutes to buy a used car with a $3,500 front end. How much did her ad cost? $6 to that dealership that I was mentioning earlier in the podcast that's spending $135 per lead. Well, my daughter at 20 years old spent $6 to sell a $3,500 front end gross. So Kalina, you need to also build your brand like Ali Reda, like Frank Crinity, like Cody Carter, like all these people, whether it's search engine optimization, video search engine optimization, pay per click, paid ads. It's, eventually billboards, it's email blasts, it's all those things. If you build an audience from, everywhere, your friends, your family, the local businesses, there's so many different ways, you will eventually come to a point where you don't need to take ups. And that's what your goal should be, Kalina, is not to ever take a fresh up, never take a service up, never take, a phone up, never take orphan owners. All you're going to be doing is so busy with repeat business and referrals. LA, do you agree with me? Am I speaking the truth or what?
That's fire. I love what you said. Your goal should be never to take an up. All right. People be like, oh, what about the up system? Where am I supposed to get my people? Right. And so I love that. Your goal should be never to take it up. Like because you create your own stuff, right? You're not waiting and depending on a dealership to feed you people. That's ridiculous.
Yo, I have an idea, LA. I don't know if you could do it by tomorrow, but you know what I'm thinking right now? I just inspired. Remember when Nas came out and with Hip Hop is Dead? Remember that, right? Mm-hmm. He killed the industry, right or wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
With that track. Mm-hmm. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm saying it right now. Ups are dead.
The
ups are dead. What do you mean ups are dead? Yeah, they're wiggity whack like Criss Cross. Ups are dead. You know what's in? is being your own up bus. Okay. You know what? Forget about UPS. Be the Amazon Prime. You feel me? Amazon Prime. And I don't mean the trucks. I mean them drones. Those are those Amazon drones coming over your house right now to drop off that package or whatever it is. So that's what I'm saying to you right now. Be your own manufacturer of opportunities.
That is powerful. Again, and if you make that your goal for 2021, man, I'm telling you, you're going to do some amazing things. But that's powerful. So kicking it, man. So Kalina, you got some super duper advice. Sean, you got more? You got
Yeah, for my daughter, absolutely. Here, Kalina, I'm going to do what we did with Tiana, is that I want you to learn as much as you can from your manufacturers, get certified by them. I want you to learn as much as you can from RK Auto Group, but then we're putting you through the freaking Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and even the new space, force that Trump just inaugurated, right? I'm putting you through all of that. Meaning is that I want Corey Mosley. Shout out to my man, Corey Mosley. I want, Karen Bradley, L.A. Williams, Jason Cleary. I want Ali Reda. I want Cody Carter. I want all the top professionals, managers, trainers, consultants, authors, speakers training you, Kalina. And it's not going to happen in one day. But what we're going to do is over the next 6 months of the next year, on a weekly and monthly basis, I will be scheduling Zooms with some of the top people in and out of the automotive industry to train you. Because the next part is this: self-educate. I taught myself everything. Okay. I taught myself website design. I taught myself search engine optimization. I taught myself video search engine optimization. I taught myself, so many different skills and activities that I use on a day-to-day basis. Why? Because I had to figure it the fudge out, and you could change that fudge to whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's what you need to be able to do, is you need to self-educate. You need to want to be successful, like Eric Thomas says, more than you want to breathe. And until that happens, until you have that insatiable, unquenchable, desire of success and passion, you're not going to be able to do the things that I'm saying here, because this shit's not normal. You need to be a beast. You need to be insane. You need to be in a professional, respectful way. Of course, you're still my daughter, right? But you need to be able to turn around and just whatever it takes to be successful, legally, ethically, morally speaking. And you don't want to turn around and think of this as some bullshit job, where I'm going to clock in and clock out. You're 24/7. Everywhere you go, you up somebody. Everybody you meet, Kalina, is an opportunity to do business either today or in the future. Everybody that you meet either knows somebody that needs to buy a car today or knows somebody that will need to buy a car in the future. Do you see what I'm saying? That's it. Yeah. Everybody's an opportunity. Everywhere I go, if I'm a car salesperson, I'm going to ask 3 questions. Are you in the market for a vehicle? Yes or no? They say no. Okay. Who do you know that's in the market for a vehicle? Why? Why? Because we pay cash money. I will pay you $200 if you refer someone to me and I actually sell them a car. Now, I know some states are not applicable. I'm sorry you guys are beat, because this is for the states that are applicable in this example right here for my daughter, because New Jersey is one of those awesome states. And then the third thing is, if somebody says, I don't know anybody, what kind of car are you driving now? Why? Because how about this? If I could get you more for your car than it's worth, would you consider, selling me your vehicle? Let me repeat that. If I can get you more for your car than it's worth, would you consider selling me your vehicle? So those 3 questions, Kalina, are you in the market for a vehicle? Who do you know that's in the market for a vehicle? And what kind of car are you driving? Because if I could get you more for that vehicle than it's worth, would you consider selling me that car? That's really simple. That's all it is. The more people you engage, the more people you attempt to speak to, whether it's on the phone, it's in person, it's on social media, it's through a friend of a friend, however you engage people, the more opportunities you have for conversations, more opportunity to pitch buying a newer pre-owned vehicle. The more pitches, the more affirmations. The more affirmations, the more cars you sell.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing. Of course, I'm always listening for the excuses, because somebody's going to say, well, she can meet with all the top, salespeople and stuff like that. But I can't do that. And again, I'm here to call bullshit again, because that's what the Millionaire Car Salesman Facebook group is all about. It's totally ridiculous. There are still people who listen to this podcast that aren't in the Facebook group. And I'm like, they still make you? Like, are you serious? You gotta be in the group.
That just blows my mind. I don't know how you are listening to this podcast and you're not one of our 17,500 members in the group. That's 17,500 dealer principals, general managers, general sales managers, internet directors, BDC directors, F&I managers, automotive sales professionals, BDC reps, service writers, and everything in between. There's 17,500 people in the automotive sales industry that want to do more, be more, and achieve more. Ali Reda is in the group. The Guinness Book of World Record breaker. Cody Carter, the #2 salesperson in the world, is in there. Okay, and all these people, why are you? If you like this podcast, you're going to love the group. And then reverse. If you're in the Millionaire Car Salesman group, but you don't listen to the podcast, it's just so weird. I just don't get it. That's
together.
Like trying to ride a bicycle with one pedal on the right side. You know what I mean? You know how stupid you feel if you're pedaling with one foot? You're going to look weird as shit. You're not going to get very far. That's the same thing by only using just one of the Millionaire Car Salesman resources.
Yeah. Absolutely. And there's so many other things too. I mean, so we're going to continue to lay it out there and let you know exactly what you can do. But I mean, these were some super duper powerful advice. So Sean, I gotta end it, man. We can't be on here forever.
30 seconds. Count me down if you want in your mind. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to go really far right now, okay? Because it's before Christmas. So this is my Christmas present to you, my Kwanzaa present to you, my Hanukkah present to you, and my pre-New Year's sale present to you. Me or LA or Jason Caleri will do a free strategy session to anybody that's on the front lines, whether you're a salesperson, manager, or dealer. Free strategy session, and we will do a free CRM audit. No obligations, nothing. Yeah. We just want to help you out. So now, what's your excuse? You have a multi-millionaire, nationally acclaimed, trainer. Actually, two of us, me and LA, and you've got a vice president of marketing that ran a 10 rooftop dealer group for 11 years, and so you got 3 beast people that will give you free advice, free audit, free strategy session. All you got to do is pick up the phone and call 267-319-6776 or Google us.
Yeah, DM us in the group, right? Send us messages, whatever we got to do. Like just post something asking for our assistance. We are there. So listen, I'll always tell y'all, you are the average of the 5 people who you spend the most time with, and you've just been spending time with L.A. Williams, Sean V. Bradley, and you have the opportunity to spend real more time with us where you're not just listening. You get to actually engage, but you gotta pick up the phone. You gotta make it happen, right? You can't sit around and wait for life to come to you, man. You gotta go out there and get it. Be proactive. It is the first habit of highly effective people. And so if you want to be highly effective, I highly suggest you step up and do what you got to do. Oh my gosh, this has been absolutely phenomenal. We got 2 more episodes for this year, and then 2021 will be upon us. We'll talk to y'all real soon. So there you have it, the Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast. This podcast comes to you every week from the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. If you have a question about the show or would like the chance to become a guest, feel free to contact us directly at 856-546-2440 or email us at millionairecarsalesman@gmail.com. This program is a presentation of Synergy Records, produced by Jason Caleri and Karen Bradley. Production and engineering by L.A. Williams. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast is hosted every week by L.A. Williams and the Millionaire Car Salesman himself, Sean V. Bradley. The Millionaire Car Salesman Podcast can be found everywhere, so please don't forget to review, subscribe to, and share the show. If you enjoyed this podcast, then make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave us a review. Let some other folks know about it. Oh, and don't forget to join the Millionaire Car Salesman group on Facebook. We'll see you there.